Hey, hello, bonjour. Welcome to Entailing Tales with Sush. The Chola dynasty was an empire in southern India and one of the longest ruling dynasties in world history. We are talking of nation builders, democratic rulers who cared deeply for their subjects, and a very fair conqueror. The Cholas dominated without resorting to violence against women and children, and most importantly, they were tolerant of all faiths prevalent at that time, Buddhism and Jainism. The story is set around Sangam period between the year AD 900 and 970. The Pandyas and Cheras were the neighboring dynasties of this period. Cholas and Pandyas were in constant conflict during this period. Parantaka Chola was succeeded by his second son Gandharaditya, as the first son Rajaditya had died in a battle. At the time of Gandharaditya's death, his son Madhurantaka was a 2-year-old child, and hence Gandharaditya's brother Arinya ascended the throne. Arinya Chola dies within a year of his accession. His son Parantaka too is coronated king. Parantaka too, who was more famous as Sundara Chola of Parayarai, ruled that empire. His capital was Tanjavur city, which has been captured from Mutturayar kings by Vijayalaya Chola, an ancestor. Vanama Devi of Tirukovalur was married to Sundara Chola. They have 2 sons and a daughter. First is Aditya Karikala, then comes Princess Kundavai, and last is Arulmozhi Varman, who later achieves historical fame as the great Chola Emperor Raja Raja Chozha. For some time now, Sundara Chola is bedridden with paralysis of his limbs. He is in Tanjavur, unable to travel or be very active in the affairs of the state. Aditya Karikalan, who has won fame as a brave soldier who had entered battlefields by the age of 12. He is anointed as the crown prince and now stationed at Kanchi as commander-in-chief of northern armies. Arulmozhi, who is elected the commander-in-chief of the southern armies, has gone to Lanka with a large army against Mahinda, the Lankan king. Kundavai and her friends, as well as some other royal women folk, lived in Parayarai, the old capital. 2 brothers, the minor kings of Paduvettarayar, are protectors of the Chola dynasty. Ambalavan, the elder Lord Paduvettarayar, and Kalantaka, the younger Lord Paduvettarayar, were very powerful in the empire. The elder brother was in charge of taxation, treasury, granary, and a great warrior. The younger brother was commander of Tanjavur fort. The book starts with Vandiyadevan, a charming, brave, and brilliant young soldier riding across to Tanjavur, the Chola kingdom's seat of power, with important messages for the Emperor Sundara Chola and Princess Kundavai from the Crown Prince Aditya Karikalan. Vanar Kulaveeran Vallavarayan Vandiyadevan stops at his friend Prince Kandamaran's palace in Kadambur and gets a glimpse of the Pandya conspiracies hatched to crown Prince Madhurantakan as the successor instead of Aditya Karikalan. The kings who are plotting are led by Elder Paduvettarayar along with chiefs of Kadambur at the midnight meeting of treason. Madhurantaka, the son of Gandharaditya, has been immersed in practice of Saiva devotion till recent times. His attitudes changes after he marries a daughter of younger Parvattarayar. Parvattarayar instills in him the evil desire for empire and destroys his pure devotion to Lord Shiva. Vandiyadevan also meets Azhwarkadiyan Nambi, a Vaishnavite spy of Aniruddha Brahmarayar, Sundara Chora's Prime Minister. Azhwarkadiyan roams around the country challenging for religious word battles with Shaivites. He collects information for the Prime Minister and is always around Vandiyadevan, rescuing him during trouble. Vandiyadevan is unable to trust him. Azhwarkadiyan wants to meet Nandini, the stunning young wife of the 60-plus age-old elder Parvattarayar, since she is Azhwarkadiyan's foster sister. Princess Kundavai and her friend Vanati are visiting an astrologer in Kudandai, modern-day city of Kumbakonam, where Vandiyadevan happens to see them accidentally. Vanati is Kundavai's beloved friend and princess of Kodumbalur, who has immense love for Arulmozhi. Vandiyadevan sees Kundavai again on the banks of river Arisil and falls in love with Princess Kundavai without knowing her identity. A comet has been appearing in the skies, signals some terrible danger that was imminent upon the royal family. A wild rumor was spreading all over the country. The rumor claimed that wild conspiracy was afoot. Treason against Sundara Chola and his offspring is being plotted. Azhwarkadiyan also stumbles on a conspiracy being hatched by Pandya soldiers who were once bodyguards of King Veera Pandyan. The bodyguards wanted to assassinate the Emperor Sundara Chola, and both his sons Aditya Karikalan and Arulmozhi Varman. Karikalan in Kanchi hears these rumors. He wishes to free his father from the influence of Parvattarayar nobles and bring him to Kanchi city, where he has built a golden palace. He sends his confidential retainer and friend Vandiyadevan Vallavarayan as a messenger to his father and sister with some letters. At present, Vandiyadevan is on his duty to deliver these letters, and that's why we see him riding through the Chola cities. Vandiyadevan is very resourceful and chances to meet Nandini near Tanjavur and gets a signet ring from her. Using the signet ring and weaving a lot of stories, Vandiyadevan manages to meet Emperor Sundara Chola, but struggles to deliver the message from the crown prince. While he tries to warn the emperor about the conspiracy, younger Parvattarayar walks in and intervenes. In the course of his adventures, Vandiyadevan happens to discover the dungeons or caves where the Parvattarayar brothers keep the treasury, Tanjavur's treasure vault. The most important thing that Vandiyadevan discovers is that Nandini is helping the Pandya bodyguards using gold from the treasury. When Vandiyadevan is hiding in the dungeons after fleeing from the petty villain and Nandini, he sees Kandamaran bringing Madhurantakan into the dungeon through a secret passage. There, Vandiyadevan sees Madhurantakan's face as Nandini's face. Vandiyadevan manages to escape from the dungeons, the scrutiny of Chinna Parvattarayar, and even manages to save his friend Kandamaran. He leaves for Parayarai to meet Princess Kundavai. He delivers Karikalan's letter to Kundavai, ready to obey her every command out of love. Ponniyin Selva, danger threatens the empire. Come home immediately, writes Kundavai to her beloved brother in Lanka. She asks Vandiyadevan to carry the message and bring back her brother. He leaves for Kodikarai, a port city, to travel to Lanka. Meanwhile, both Parvattarayar brothers proclaim Vandiyadevan to be a spy and announce a reward of 1,000 gold coins for his capture. At Kanjipuram, Aditya Karikalan, the crown prince, his friend Parthibendran and maternal grandfather Malayaman are upset that their messenger Vandiyadevan has been branded as a spy by the Parvattarayar brothers. Aditya Karikalan also confides his secret passion for Nandini and that he had wished to marry her. In dire melancholy, he opens his heart out to Parthibendran about the secrets that has been haunting him for years. This poison of passion has gripped his heart from his childhood since he was 12 years old. Nandini was raised by a priest and had come from Pandya kingdom to live in Parayarai for a while. Karikalan had been in love with Nandini, but his grandmother Sembiyan Madevi forbids that love, saying that it was not suitable and packs her off to Pandya kingdom. After a couple of years, Aditya Karikalan meets Nandini in Pandya kingdom. They are in the middle of a war. He comes searching for the cowardly Pandyan king and literally stumbles upon Nandini tending to wounded Veerapandiyan, the Pandyan king. Nandini falls to the floor and begs Karikalan for the life of Veerapandiyan, whom she calls her lover. Karikalan kicks her aside and with a single blow severed his head from his body. Karikalan walks out of the hut carrying Veerapandiyan's head, and his men loudly cheer for winning over his lifelong enemy. From the hut, everyone hears loud, alarming cry of Nandini, and ever since, guilt and grief fills Karikalan's heart. Karikalan returns to the hut looking for Nandini, but she is not to be found. Her hut is burnt to ashes. After defeating Pandyas, a coronation is held to title Karikalan the crown prince. This is where Karikalan sees Nandini again, in the crowd as elder Parvattarayar's wife. He falls into a dilemma of how she once swore that she loved him and then declared that Veerapandiyan is her lover and tries to save his life, and then how she willingly marries that old man of her grandfather's age. While Nandini has deliberately married elder Parvattarayar, who is enamored by her beauty, makes him her puppet. Nandini tries to hatch conspiracies in the Chola Empire. She helps a band of assassins in the Pandya country led by Ravidasan, a magician. Their intention is to destroy Sundara Chora's clan to avenge Veerapandiyan's death. She meets her twin, Prince Madurantakan, and convinces him and sets the events in motion to challenge Aditya Karikalan's right to the throne. It is under her manipulation, Elder Parvattarayar and the chiefs wants to crown Madurantakan the king of Chola dynasty. Nandini begins to rule all-powerful from the palaces of Parvattarayar. She seems to have a mysterious past, and even now trafficked with sorcerers and assassins plotting against Chola royalty. She had the power to enchant and mesmerize anyone who approached her. At one time, she had cast her spells on Aditya Karikalan. She had asked him to kill Lord Parvatarayar, imprison Sundara Chola, marry her and ascend the Chola throne with her as consort. Karikalan refuses to obey that horrible request. Even then, he is hesitant about going to Tanjavur. He did not wish to meet Nandini again. She might weaken his resolve. Depressed by his love for Nandini, he wishes to crown his younger brother and abdicate. He then plans to sail away to distant lands so that he could spread the name and fame of Cholas. He wants his brother Arulmozhi in Kanchi. Karikala shares his concerns to Parthiban Pallava and orders him to Lanka to bring back his brother immediately. With this, we come to the end of Ponniyin Selvan Volume 1. Continue listening to Entailing Tales to know the twists and turns that are awaiting for you.